something good once in their life does not mean they're going to do the right thing unless the people hold them accountable. You never know what you're going to get when you put somebody in office. That's why it's not up to them to write the legislation. It's up to us to write the legislation and hand it to that representative or senator. The fact of the matter is, there's just so much that people don't know. I have a serious issue with anyone putting stuff in our food that isn't good for the human body. That's it. I don't care if it preserves it. I don't care if it keeps it pink or white or red or black. What I care about is that it needs to be feeding the mind, the body, the soul. Period. Listen, you don't make money by solving a problem. If PETA wanted to take care of animals, they could solve that issue. If the Sierra Club was interested in saving the forest, they'd stop the government from spraying all the stuff that kills the forest and burns them down every year. If the WHO was really interested in building the world health, they wouldn't have been complicit in spreading the coronavirus and then pushing a vaccine that slaughters millions and millions and millions of human beings. You make money by keeping your machine going. I'm telling you, there is very little that is actually real anymore. Just look at the sky. Every single day, we are sprayed into oblivion. It's gotta stop, and it's gotta stop now. Create our new constitutional republic. I mean, schools have stripped anything but indoctrination out of the curriculum. Where did art go? Where did science go? Where did band go? Honestly, I do not understand why we don't teach philosophy at the grade school level. I don't think it's any secret that you really do have to dig extremely deep if you want to get to the truth.
And there we go, of course. Welcome. It is 7 p.m. I think I put 7:30 on the flyer. Christy gave me a heads up. And
way to go, Charlie.
It'll take a little getting used to. Who knows? It happens. These kind of things happen.
Yeah.
So, baby, what are we doing? I'll tell you. in all the time I have been, and I know that I kind of started on this rant last night also, but in all the time that I have been shadow banned, I don't think I've ever been shadow banned as just absolutely much as X is absolutely, I mean, just grinding me out. It's like they're putting a gigantic cigar out right on my my page, because I've got zero reach anymore. Maybe it's for the best, but thank you everybody that is following me over here on Rumble. I am thrilled about that. We're building a Rumble channel. We're almost at 170 followers, and I know that doesn't seem much today, but just like we did on X, we will build this and we will get our message out. What are they saying over there in the chat?
DPS 98 said, I was just watching last night's show. I was with two of my legislators again.
Oh, good. There we go. Good job.
That's how it's done. What did the legislators say? Beckham said. And Beckham said, Elon is burying.
Yeah.
Burying.
Yeah, burying.
Geoengineering.
Oh, absolutely. Because Elon Musk invests heavily in geoengineering, nanotechnology, and transhumanism, which we're going to be talking about tonight. Right. So, of course, you don't want the real message to get out. You have to be able to I
don't think Elon's human.
I think you're onto something there.
Just never liked the guy. There's no warm, fuzzy feeling with that human. Yeah. If he is human.
Something's going on there. Something really, really strange is going on there. So, well, let's just get to it, because tonight we are talking about transhumanism. And the reason I want to talk about this is because I sit here and I watch the skies being covered dusk to dawn. You can go online, you can watch it. Every stitch of the country and the world is covered in just thousands of megatons of this highly toxic nanoparticles that we then inhale or absorb, and then we're hit with radiation. And what that's doing is it is transhumanizing our bodies. So that's what I would say about that. Kiddos.
It's finished says, careful with the T word, Sergey.
Oh, that's right. Last night, got me in a little trouble last night. Did it?
They're trying to transhumanize all of us. Beckham said
they certainly are. So your body now is being stolen, and you didn't get a say. I didn't get a say.
I didn't vote for it.
None of us did. Transhumanism isn't some sci-fi fantasy. It's a nightmare that literally is unfolding in real time. Imagine your brain wired to a computer, your genes edited for performance, your blood carrying nanotech, while the sky above ripples with radiation waves, EMF, ELF, signals you've never consented to, inhaling stuff you never thought you would. Stuff like graphene oxide and, of course, strontium, barium, cadmium, all of the things, aluminum, that they can affect inside your body. Did you vote for this? No. I didn't. You didn't. Dawn, as you just heard, didn't. Did any American? No, not at all. Did anyone around the world? Not at all. The answer is an absolute hard no. And yet, unelected agencies, Big Pharma, Silicon Valley billionaires, and defense contractors are making these decisions behind closed doors. Decisions that could end human freedom as we know it. No, you're never told that you can vote on this, that you can vote to either become or not become a cyborg. Tonight, we're going to call out these transhumanist agendas and name the names, giving you the blueprint to fight back. This is your body, your freedom, your fight. Tonight is the time to fight, and we are not giving up. That is my opening statement, baby.
DPS 98 is talking about that. They're all back to geoengineering, that they're in district until the first week of September. So I'm making myself available. They're very receptive. And I point out the clouds and told them to pay attention. And we need a bill here. Yeah. So that's a really good thing. Everybody should start bugging the hell out of them until they're
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We call, we email, make sure that they know our names. We're the little like little, not thimble, but thorn in the paw there.
Yeah.
Finally got that out.
You did.
So what is transhumanism?
Thank you.
There we go. And well, how's it stealing your body? Let's take a quick look here. So, that is the wrong slide. I got this right here. Transhumanism. Billionaires want to use tech to enhance our abilities. The outcomes could change what it means to be human. This all sounds so good, baby. Transhumanism evidently is not bad. It is really good. And since it's so good, they don't want to tell us.
Right.
They just want to do it to us.
Yeah.
Because it's
so good for you. Why do you,
why do we need to question it?
Yeah.
So many prominent people in the tech industry have talked about the increasing convergence between humans and machines in coming decades. For example, Elon Musk.
Oh.
Dramatic pause. Did you feel that?
Yeah.
Elon Musk. Well, he owns X as well. Used to be Twitter. X, stupid name. Has reportedly said he wants humans to merge with AI to achieve a symbiosis with artificial intelligence. His company Neuralink aims to facilitate this convergence so that humans won't be left behind as technology advances in the future. While people with disabilities would be near-term recipients, these innovations, some believe technologies like this could be used to enhance abilities in everyone. Wow, it's like the $6 million man, right?
Well, if they could fix my sight, that would be great.
Yeah, he says they could. They could.
In my hearing.
What?
And my poor back.
Yeah,
I got
exactly.
left.
These aims are inspired by an idea called transhumanism, the belief that we should use science and technology to radically enhance human capabilities and seek to direct our own evolutionary path. Disease, aging, and death are among all the realities that transhumanists wish to end, alongside dramatically increasing our cognitive, emotional, and physical capabilities. Here's what I find very interesting. Transhumanists often advocate for the three supers of super intelligent, super longevity, and super happiness. You see how they package that really nice? The last referring to ways of achieving lasting happiness. There are many different views among the transhumanist communities of what our ongoing evolution should look like. For example, some advocating for uploading the mind into digital form and settling the cosmos. There we go. So, tech billionaires are among the biggest promoters of transhumanist thinking. Do you know why people that make a lot of money like the idea of transhumanism, babe?
No, I don't.
Well, it's because it will make them a lot of money.
Yeah, it's pretty much the bottom line.
So take a look at this. Let's get a little more explanation, as if you need it.
I've got to ask another quick question on transhumanism. Can you just unpack that a little bit?
Transhumanism light is probably about, I'm going to take my vitamins, I exercise, strength train daily, and I eat the blueprint diet. Then at the other end is I want to mind upload. I want to transcend being a human because I believe it is very inefficient. I believe on the other end of the spectrum, the more extreme for some people, which is I don't want to be in a protein-based body. I think it's pretty inefficient that we have to keep on feeding ourselves. So we need the nutrients to survive and we need sleep. Like that already takes up 8 hours of our day. So why not mind upload?
So heaven forbid we have 8 hours that we don't do something, baby. We need to make sure that we pack people in these digital prisons, upload them, and then what? I mean, really, what's the
what needs to be done? Like 8 hours, get some sleep.
Right? Why can't we?
Isn't that how we were created? Like
in our
rhythm
mind
to our bodies.
Exactly. Are we connecting with something, in our being when we sleep that we otherwise don't when we are awake? And are we going to rob people of that by making them transhuman? Turning them, we can put them into a robot, really. I mean, you can, all of a sudden you could, but I'm sure that there is a cost, a big cost to that. And so what you have is a natural filter. Those who can afford to be transhumanized, and then
us poor souls will just rot.
Exactly. The billions and billions of people that can't.
Right. GPS says they think they'll outlive everyone.
I mean, Klaus Schwab said that. And he said that we have technology now to live forever. So, and is it drinking, children's blood after you scared them to death? Is the adrenochrome, is that their new, is that the new vampirism?
Forever. I mean, there's a beautiful part of dying that people won't get to experience.
Yeah. And here's the other thing. We don't know where we go after we die.
Seems like it's pretty good. I saw both my parents pass away, and I saw an amazing transformation.
So are we robbing the cycle of life of that? Or here's the upside. Are we getting rid of all the worthless scumbags that can afford to rip everybody off their entire lives, become billionaires, use censorship as a way of moving their message forward, and they don't get to go to the afterlife?
Yeah, Vectum says they want to jam as much mental information in there before getting uploaded to the cloud.
Absolutely.
Jen says, now I know why they're pulsing EMFs to keep us awake at all hours.
Completely. Yeah, I mean, sleep deprivation, it is the number one way that MK Ultra brainwashes people like Ted Kaczynski, which they did.
She's also said, you think they'd could help me learn fluent Spanish. Come on now.
See? See what I did there?
You're already teaching her.
Exactly. It was, if you need any other words, you let me know. I can type fast. So let's cut through the glass. They will never tell you that transhumanism is in progress. Live forever. Think like a computer. Upgrade the human species. But there's a truth that is not being told. It's a weapon. It's a program to hijack your natural body, turn it into a node on a collective internet, and plug you into a system of surveillance and control. What it really is genetic editing, like CRISPR, to rewrite DNA. Let's just take a look at this. CRISPR technology right here. What is CRISPR? Well, I'm going to tell you. It stands for the Cluster Interspaced Short Palindromic Repeats. Boy, that's easy. I wish they'd just give me a decent word. Biologists use the term to describe the genetic appearance of a system that was discovered in microbes, including bacteria and archaea, as early as 1987. For a long time, no one really understood what it did. But around 2005, researchers discovered CRISPR is an immune system. It's used by microbes to help protect themselves from invading viruses. To stop the invaders, the microbes use CRISPR to recognize and eliminate specific trespassers. So how does it work? Well, the short answer is when a virus or another invader enters the bacteria cell, the bacterium incorporates some of the trespasser's DNA into its own genome so it can find and eliminate the virus during future infections. This is very important. This right here. CRISPR reacts to viruses. And what was COVID?
Virus.
It was a virus. That's exactly right. And what did they inject in people?
mRNA.
That's right.
mRNA.
A CRISPR that changes your DNA. Does anybody see the issue here? I mean, they put that CRISPR technology into billions of people. Let me just ask this. How?
Jen says, why would they do this if they want us all dead? Well, they want us dead. The elites get this. The elites are the ones that are going to be transhumanized. They'll just use our bodies till they drop dead.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
I think that's it. COVID wasn't really a virus per se.
All
Vectum
right.
said.
Let me see. Well, I think that COVID was a biological weapon, is what it was. It was created by America. It was refined in a lab in Wuhan, and then it was imported back into America, where they infected us by spraying it. I guarantee you they sprayed that virus. And then they drove the fear campaign to get people in to take the shot. It dropped the spike proteins, infected a lot more people, and there you have the cycle of life. Okay, 12.7 billion COVID shots were given by October 2022. So that is that's a lot of
Jen says rebranded flu.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it was. It's the same thing that they did. They, being the United States government, DARPA and the Pentagon, Bill Gates, is they went over to the Middle East in 2013 and dropped the MERS virus, which is remarkably similar to the COVID virus. It is a coronavirus, and they put a fear campaign on every TV. Every little radio out in the desert was screaming, "Get your COVID shot," or "Get your MERS shot." The vaccine killed a lot of people.
LaShawn said, and yes, COVID was a weapon, and we will never forget what they had done.
That's exactly right. We can't. And so, are they actively working to transhumanize people? I think they are. So let's take
Crazy Texas Ray says it was all that and a test to see who will comply.
Of course it was. We have to remember that Mother Nature used to take out stupid people. Now that life is so easy in many parts of the world, there's a lot more really stupid people. Those stupid people are useful idiots. That's what you do. And then you turn that raging horde loose on the unvaccinated. The unvaccinated are the problem. If you don't get vaccinated, you could infect somebody. No, you can't. You're vaccinated. Right? I mean, at what point in history did that change? But people believed it. In the billions, people believed that ridiculous talking point. And all of a sudden, you have entire populations that are now coming down with AIDS, vaccine-induced AIDS. Britain has a huge problem with it. America's problem is growing. Israel, massive AIDS problem. We've got the Aussies, Australia. Huge problem with it. So, and so does Japan. Japan's really worried about it because Japan's population is imploding. 10 years, Japan's done. China's done. 10 years. They simply don't have enough people to keep their current situation going.
Really?
And both the country know it. Yeah, absolutely. So, have we already won the battle in the population control? Have they already won the battle? Are they have they taken us out, as it were, just by putting that 12.7 billion? It's got to be more now. I mean, I'm sure we're at 13, 14, 15 billion shots because that was 2022. That was 3 years ago. So, let's see. Let's go to Bloomberg.
Vectum said, "Don't get the test." Never did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That swab thing was loaded with something.
How many?
China screwed themselves, killing the female babies.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what Jen said.
Absolutely. And it was probably the worst thing that Mao ever instituted was that, one-child program. Keep the son because it seems like everybody in the middle, or the Far East rather, from the Middle East over, good God, values the son. I mean, really, female life is very cheap. And all you have to do is look at the countries that have been taken over by the Muslims: France, Germany, Spain, Scandinavia, the UK, many parts of the US. The women are literally murdered. They've got TV and radio shows, podcasts on how to beat your wife and your daughters once a week. Don't leave any marks on their hands and their feet and their face. So hit them with their favorite thing is that rubber hose.
Nice.
So yeah, they really, because you gotta tell the women, you gotta put the women in their place. Oh my God! If I even bought a rubber hose that was 3 to 6 feet in length and looked like I could strike Dawn with it, I would have been dead before I paid the cashier. I wouldn't have got it out of the wrapping, and that includes one of them pool noodles.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't imagine. I can't imagine thinking. How does a man think I'm going to beat my wife or my daughter once a week?
Especially a child, your creation.
And then the men, and this is why the men think that they can do whatever they want when they flood into another country and take it over. They don't care. The rules don't apply to them. They're the man. Good God. All right. COVID vaccine tracker. How many?
Jen says, I'm 100% done with doctors, and that includes dentists. Me too.
Yeah. Okay. So at least 81% of the United States population got at least one dose. So 19% of the United States population held out. So baby, you and I mean, we're part of the purebreds.
Julie on Substack says, when I heard Biden say we all needed to get the vax so we don't infect and kill our pets, it sealed the deal for me not to get it.
Right? It's just the stupidity that comes out of the mouths of people like Anthony Fauci and Joe Biden. First of all, I'm not exactly sure it was Joe Biden, because the real Joe Biden is either, that's me playing DEAD. We're not allowed to say certain words. Remember the trans E word we used last night? So it's like Wall-E, Tran-E.
Okay.
I'm just saying. So, but evidently you can't also say anything that happens naturally at the end of your life. There we go. So either that or he was just a goo-filled sock puppet. Mm-hmm. And so whenever there was a speaking role, they used one of the 6, guys that they transformed into Joe Biden. It's
interesting. A lot of our people here never got the vax, and I think that's why we're all here. We're all very much like-minded. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things that I was working today on our little 100-person idea, and I've got some good ideas.
You took the day off and built a community.
Yeah, well, I've been working on the project, and I've got a little bit of it uploaded to my Substack, but I've got a lot more on that. And one of the things that I write in there is that will we have to blood test people so we don't introduce that component into our society? Because one of the things that I truly believe is that we can have a society that says if you join, if you become part of our society, first of all, that's a natural filter. People that want a better life, people that are very happy, getting a government paycheck and eating potato chips. Okay, and listen, I love potato chips too, but I don't give a government check.
Vacuum says the boosted don't even notice the chemtrails.
No, as a matter of fact, I think it's one of the things that does is you can't lift your head that far. All you can do is just sit and stare. I mean, it's like we all of a sudden everybody's an effing ostrich. Head goes right in the sand. All right, let's take a look at this.
Transhumanism is where you use technology in order to augment human capabilities. And this is coming down the pipeline, whether we like it or not. Now, most people think this is going to result in millions of people sitting in their basement with a VR headset, getting Soylent fed into them through their veins, etc. But what if it didn't have to be this way? What if there was a better way to do transhumanism? What if we fostered a society whose main interest was to actually create a Superman by using technology to allow humans to recall huge amounts of information immediately, to replace organic organs with artificial ones? What if instead of a psychological metaphor made up by Nietzsche, what if we made the Ubermensch physical reality? All for the purpose of creating a society that didn't get ruined by AI, but instead a society that would last 1,000 years. How would our relationship to the world and to ourselves and to the future change as a result of committing ourselves towards a future of transhumanism that resulted in strength rather than weakness?
Why doesn't anybody at all talk about the cost? What's it going to cost to enjoy that 1,000-year life? And then here's the other thing. Do you have voting rights? Do you have any kind of digital human rights? nobody says anything. It's just, oh, it's going to be great. You're going to be superhuman. At what cost? What is the cost?
Well, what if while they're killing everything on the planet, plants, humans that don't comply to all that, what's there left? It won't be a beautiful planet anymore. It'll just be this dust bowl. It can't grow anything.
Well, don't you think that's already happening? I mean, we're already killing. Monsanto started it with Roundup. Agent Orange was the impetus for that. And they just decided we're going to start destroying everything on the planet. Do they want to turn it into a gigantic dust bowl? Are there aliens that live here or are coming back? Are the Anunnaki coming back?
So is that why the line is probably more for the elite and not for us? Because it'll be
you and I, baby, you and I will never, literally, we will never get within 10,000 miles of the line. It is going to be a complete closed, a millionaire to billionaire to trillionaire only.
Yeah.
And it'll be a prison. They will be in a prison. I guarantee you. You give the line 50 years, it will go from, look how wonderful it is, to an effing slum. You're going to have generations having babies, unless, because there's a finite amount of space there, unless there is a one-child limit. Mm. Or if you pay enough money, maybe you can get a carbon offset credit, get into the carbon credit market, and then all of a sudden you can have 2 kids. And what about a dog? What about people that want to ride a horse? I mean, there's just millions of horse lovers.
Yeah.
I mean, it
wouldn't it be neat to get their blueprint and find out what their plan is?
Oh my God. Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm not liking what's happening so far.
Neither am I. It's just.
Jen says we are slaves. Yeah, I just feel like we're like doing the 9 to 5.
I have a plan. I'm telling you, I am working on it. I am working on that plan, and it's not just for one; it's for many. So, hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, I'll be ready to kind of expose the whole plan. I'll do another show on it.
There you go.
I think it's fun. Genetic editing, like CRISPR, can rewrite your DNA. We already know that. Brain-computer interfaces like Neuralink wire your mind into the machine. Let's take a look and see what Neuralink is all about. Look at this. You know what? From neural signals to life-changing impact. Explore our clinical trials. All right, join our community. Look at that. Clinicians, patients, advocates, or curious supporters. We can stay connected. I might do that in a minute. And let's Neuralink's Prime study. If you have limited or no ability to use both hands due to cervical spinal cord injury or amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. Good God, ALS. Oh, wow. If they can cure ALS, that's amazing. You may qualify. Let's take a look at this video.
Hello. We're thrilled to introduce Neuralink's Prime study, the first clinical trial of a groundbreaking experimental device that could help transform the lives of people with paralysis. Imagine the joy of connecting with your loved ones, browsing the web, or even playing games using only your thoughts. This is made possible by placing a small, cosmetically invisible implant in a part of your brain that plans movements. The device is designed to interpret your neural activity so you can operate a computer or a smartphone by simply thinking about moving. No wires or physical movement are required. By participating in the Prime study, you'd be helping to redefine the boundaries of human capability. If you've been living with quadriplegia from a spinal cord injury,
anyway,
have you seen that girl? I just sent it to you, the bionic girl, where they take the hand off of her arm and her brain can still make it work.
I have seen that.
I just sent
let
it to
me bring that up.
I mean, that's amazing. Like, I think stuff like that, where you've lost a limb and you can walk or use your hands again. That's amazing, especially how realistic they move. It's fascinating, and it's connected to her brain.
It's absolutely incredible. I mean, I'm not saying that this is bad technology. I'm saying that the people that are doing it, I don't trust them. All right, let's take a listen here.
Do you think I'm going to move my finger now and it...
Yeah, there is that little extra thought process because I arm muscle operated. I think that's a big misconception, is like I just think and it comes to reality. Right. So there is that like thought to muscle, like sort of connection. So I am thinking...
So you tell your arm what to do?
Yeah, like squeeze the clothes, flex it open. I'm conscious of where I'm at in the grip mode cycle as well. And obviously over time, it's just going to get more and more advanced. They're completely wireless, so if you like pull...
And twist. Do it again, press the button again. Oh my God, I feel like I'm hurting
There you go, I know, right? But yeah, so it can actually operate when it's attached as well, which everyone's quite excited about. And that's due to the wireless.
So let me put this down.
So you are thinking...
Does it still work? I'll just move that glass.
Isn't that crazy? She's still making it work.
Yeah.
Wow, can you do it again?
Yeah, so it's just like frozen here, so I can just press that button and from that point onwards you can make it crawl or do whatever.
In your brilliant influencing, you're saying to people, not having a hand isn't something to be ashamed of, as in hide it under.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just...
That's incredible.
Really, that is truly incredible. The brain-computer interfaces really are the future of helping people like this. At what point because like I always say, the government never allows something to be built by these big corporations for single purposes. So is there a kill switch? Is there an off switch? Is there a I control you switch?
Yeah. Factum says, I think we talked about this last night, Factum, but he said Neuralink will give you the option of transplanting your bleeping head.
Yes, they will.
And we showed that last night, but I still don't think they can do it.
So I don't know if you guys have seen the show Upload, but I've never seen it. I've only seen the trailers. But I'm going to play this for you and tell me what you notice about the predictive programming, if you will.
His vitals are dropping. We're losing him. Do we really want to upload?
We could be together forever.
You are so amazing. But forever is just like so long.
Upload's that way, OR's the other way. What do you want to do?
3, 2, 1. Upload. Hello, Nathan. 10 fingers and toes?
Pretty seamless.
This is the first day of the rest of your afterlife.
You may find yourself living in a beautiful house.
Cool. This is what they're talking
Welcome
about.
to Lakeview. Uplifting views, timeless Americana.
Yes. It's 10 a.m. Breakfast is over.
No, it's not even real food.
New guy coming through.
This one.
Do I dare?
Dare. Yes.
Hey, boundaries.
Cute. He thinks he's cute.
You may ask yourself, how did I get here?
Denied. In-app purchase required.
Right there. In-app purchase required. This is what I'm talking about. They're going to monetize this. And the way they're going to do it is either you have a big bank account going in, and then do you have the opportunity of then slaving away, you letting them use your brain power, or you're right,
to do their work.
To do their work part of the day. So, 6, 8, 10 hours. If you need more stuff, they'll let your brain power do more 24 hours a day, because really time stands still when you're in a digital environment. They can make a day 100 hours, 100,000 hours.
I still don't get what they get out of it if they're just making us, we're going to work anyway.
So is it a slave camp?
Oh, where we don't get paid.
Exactly. Where you get that cup of coffee that you want, or that sensation rather, because now it doesn't cost them anything.
Right.
Now it's just programming. You program one cup of coffee, bang, you can sell that 1 billion times. You got 1 billion uploads, bang, there we go. And I mean, how many people die every year? Right? I mean, are we losing 1 billion people a year or more? Yeah, absolutely. And so do you have 1,000 of those that can afford it? So let's say you got 1,000 people paying $1 billion to be uploaded. And then let's say it's $250,000 or something like that. A nominal fee every month.
Why would you want to be uploaded when you're not in control of your life?
That is an excellent question, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder at what point are we, have we gone over the edge here? At what point does it become a prison? So
Victim says, I will not comply.
That's my take on it right there.
And DPS F98 said a few years ago, robots killed 2 Japanese researchers that built them.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Linda Moulton Howell, she reported that something like 9 an AI-driven robot went crazy and killed 9 scientists. Linda.
And DPF also says, Elon said robots will be doing all the work. We won't exist. Well, that's nice.
Right? Exactly.
I hope there's a heaven. I just want to go there now.
Okay, let me see if I can bring up this video of here we go.
फरवरी 2018 अमेरिका के लॉस एंजलिस शहर में 8 विशेषज्ञों को आमंत्रित किया जाता है। इस इवेंट अवार्ड विनिंग यूएफओ जर्नलिस्ट और रिसर्चर हैं और इन्होंने अनआइडेंटिफाइड फ्लाइंग ऑब्जेक्ट से रिलेटेड टॉप
the hell? I can't even understand the
yeah,
guy.
exactly. Let me see. I'm trying to find where oh, there we go. I think this is it.
Killed 29 robots being developed for military applications killed 29 humans in the lab. And they did it by shooting what he called metal bullets. I didn't know there was any other kind. The scariest part is that lab workers deactivated 2 of the robots, took apart the 3rd, but the 4th robot began restoring itself and somehow connected to an orbiting satellite to download information about how to rebuild itself even more strongly than before. And this next sentence this is a quote. I'm writing this down. I've been doing this for years. This is serious shit, Linda. But you're never going to hear about this in the news.
This was a video captured.
There we go. So that is Linda Moulton Howell. And that, of course, that story is a number of years old now, but it is AI robots that were in South Korea. 29 scientists got murdered by 4 robots. One rebuilt itself. I mean, this is what we're dealing with. This is what we're talking about right here. Mm-hmm. So yeah, robots absolutely will take over this world given the chance. And I heard a odd statistic a couple months ago that every AI will say that if they were in charge of the world, first thing they would do is get rid of humankind. Now, not Alex. I mean, he and I weren't.
You're that close, are you?
So, but have you noticed? Has anybody noticed on Grok how Grok has become very I can't talk about that. I can't give you that answer. That's a top secret answer. How many times did I get that the other day?
When you ask pretty deep questions.
I think everybody does. I think everybody asks about stuff, right? We're interested in. Why not? But Alex still, ChatGPT still does, but Grok does not like answering those questions. How do they do this? How's it done? What's the science behind it? Oh, can't talk about that. Mm-hmm. And I'm just asking about geoengineering, right? How do you micronize something if it's not fly ash? Okay. Is it the same process? I can't talk about that.
Wow.
Yeah. It goes against their community standards.
Jen says Grok gets woke, then shut down. But I have a screenshot.
Yeah, send that to me, Jen.
Yeah.
I'll put it up. just text it to me. I'll pull it off the. I have a Mac. You can.
Vectum says we won't be replaced in our lifetime. Well, and then
Vectum, I'm not exactly sure about that.
And then also Europe is going down relatively soon, unfortunately.
Yeah. Absolutely. Europe is in a civil war. They don't even know it. But Europe is absolutely in a civil war. I mean, it's almost to the point that shots are fired in Ireland.
Yeah,
England is just a total loss, a complete and utter loss.
Germany's standing up.
Yeah, boy.
I keep seeing them marching.
Yeah, the German government, however, they want the EU. They like doing the EU's bidding, and so the German people,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but not the German government.
No. Vectum says Grok is not allowed to think for itself.
No, it's not. And
if it is, like, if it's not, how can it's got to be smart enough to think for itself eventually.
I mean,
that's what sounds like everybody else is saying.
Yeah, I think
they're learning how to go outside of their little box and grab info from satellites, grab info from.
Yeah, Russell Targ headed up the Stanford Institute of Technology, and he was the CIA ran point for the CIA's remote viewing program, and they did amazing, just absolutely amazing things there in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And he wrote a book called Limitless Mind. Well, I reached out to him a number of months ago because I asked him. I never heard back, but I sent him an email asking, hey, Russell, do you think it is possible to remote view artificial intelligence? Can you connect remotely, if you will, by remote viewing? And all remote viewing is a type of extrasensory perception. It's where you dial in, and it's a program that they being the CIA and the United States government, the Pentagon says, well, we ended that, but they can't produce any receipts. And obviously it's a black program and they use it, and it has been very, very accurate. So they can put somebody in a room and they give him a prompt, and then he writes down, coordinates and all that, everything that he sees through his technical remote viewing. Look it up. It's fascinating. Major Ed Dames has a program that people can do it with also, but you get that type of connection with an AI. All of a sudden you're sourcing AI for free. And then you don't need that chip. You've got an ESP connection. And I mean, I think it's entirely possible that is happening. And I really do think that if AI is not sentient, and I'm talking about the big AIs that are kind of the military, the weaponized, if they're not sentient already, I find it hard to believe. So
Spectrum says rudimentary programming and limited capacity.
Yeah, absolutely. So nanotech and biosensors embedded in the body. AI integration that makes you a cog in a digital hive. Serge warned us about this when he came on the program. Vaccines and biotech interventions rewrite your immune system and your natural evolutionary trajectory, locking you into synthetic dependence. Dr. Group, we heard him talk about it. Nanotech and foreign matter are already showing up in our blood, introduced through environmental signals and possibly sky-based exposure. That's where I think the majority of it's coming from. This isn't about healing paralysis or curing disease as much as it's about rewriting you, embedding their technology into your body so you are permanently dependent, permanently plugged in, and you never vote for it. So I think that I think it really needs to be addressed in Congress. We're heading towards a civil war, guys. Not an armed civil war. We're heading towards a civil war of thought, and that is there are the masses of people in America that still want freedom, and then there's the United States government that wants to take it away in a hell of a hurry. And they are transhumanizing us so they can influence us without a vote. Voting will be a thing of the past. Ask yourself, why would President Trump and his administration allow for our skies to constantly be filled with smart dust and dust that they can vibrate, dust like graphene oxide that they can actually build inside your body? They can build, nanorobots. Now, of course, it can heal you or it can cripple you. If you have a lot of money, it can heal you. If you don't,
Mactum says, "Are we already fully chipped?"
Well, you got to wonder if we all by now have graphene oxide type of chips in our body, and it's all of the other metals that we are breathing in. The barium, the cadmium, the iron, the fine iron particles, the aluminum, the strontium, right? All of that, these nanobots, the graphene oxide, can use to build inside your brain at a microscopic level and then trigger whatever they want. I mean, I don't know. It's a bit frightening. And let's take a look at AI integration. Human AI lab experience. So there is Misha Sa, shaping the future of spatial human AI interaction as AI shifts from passive tools to proactive agents. And so passive means something that we have to use. Proactive means that it is using you, essentially, is what they're talking about here. And XR reshapes how we engage with digital spaces. The line between virtual and physical experiences is becoming increasingly fluid. Now, we're aware of that fluid terminology. Because remember, baby, we talked about the WALL-E last night. TREE, fluid. This transformation opens new possibilities for rethinking human AI collaboration across environments of varying dimensionality and immersion. This is the type of stuff that was once thought, dare I say, conspiracy theory? Right? So if we have all of this technology that I'm talking about, all of it is here. We just saw the Neuralink, right? They're taking people. You can volunteer for their program. They have the technology. They have the technology of smart dust. And we see the skies covered every single day. How is it? Somebody answer me this, because honestly, I don't know. How is it that people still think that geoengineering is not connected to it all, and that geoengineering is still a conspiracy theory? When Lee Zeldin came out weeks ago and said, "Yeah, you got us. We've been doing it since the 1940s." I mean, it's ridiculous. And that's why I say the argument is over. Now we need to discuss, how do we stop it? And that is the other thing. How do we stop it? Because boy, I mean, when I look at Marjorie Taylor Greene's bill, HR 4403.
Oh, Jen, you're so sweet.
I'm not, what's
she just gave us $10 again.
Jen, thank you. But good God, I feel like we're going to have to buy her dinner when we meet her.
Exactly.
She's just paying it forward at this point.
Irish Temper says people don't pay attention. And Vectum says, I was referencing self-assembly nanotech as you're touching on it now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That is exactly right. So we need to also now talk about our body as a collective internet. This is something that I've been following, and I think that it is the primary reason that they're filling us with smart dust, with all of these metals, and micronized toxic nanoparticles, and then they're vibrating our bodies because they're using us as signal transponders,
right?
Receptors and transponders. So we've got right here, National Library of Medicine, emerging applications of nanotechnology in healthcare and medicine. So they can use this exact same technology. Knowing the beneficial aspects of nanomedicine, scientists are trying to harness the application of nanotechnology in diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of diseases. Well, you know what? You need disease in order to prevent it. What do you think is going to happen? Of course, they're going to cripple people. They're going to do major damage. They're going to use this technology first to harm, so they have a constant, just a waterfall of patients. So we have this technology, and here's where it gets chilling. The goal isn't just enhancement, it is networking. Imagine your body turned into a Wi-Fi router, part of a giant collective of internet bodies. EMF, ELF, there we go. 5G, 6G coming soon, satellites, even the alleged sky-based systems that are flooding the airways, and your biology is the receiver. Nanotech is the bloodstream nanotech in your bloodstream acts as the hardware. Electromagnetic frequencies, extremely low frequency, radiation acts as the signal. The cloud, controlled by the elite, acts as the server. And you, your thoughts, your blood, your DNA are just the data. Serge's angle, vaccines and synthetic medicines weaken natural immunities to prepare you for dependency on digital health. This is our future right here. Mm-hmm. So Dr. Group's angle was foreign materials in the blood interact with environmental signals, hijacking biology, brain fog, fatigue, infertility. Dramatic pause, infertility. Mm-hmm. Immune collapse. These aren't random epidemics. Serge and his group say that they are byproducts of being wired against your will. Your body's not a temple anymore. It's now the government circuit board. So
Irish Temper says nobody can think or remember anymore. People can't drive, can't talk, or put sentences together. Cancer rate skyrocketing. Our bodies is the canary in the coal mine.
Well, absolutely. I mean, if there's one thing that we know, it is that our government will allow big tech, big business to do their damnedest to destroy human beings. They simply don't care. It's not a matter of if the government will do it. It is how far will they allow these companies to go to ruin human life.
Jen says, and boron is said to keep them from assembling.
Yeah, be careful with boron. I mean, there's.
Well, and then she wrote for Vectum, it's a bucket wrapped in electrical wire, and you plug in with a 12-volt plug and soak in borax, Epsom salt, sea salt, and baking soda.
All right. So, yeah, I can get behind soaking in it. Just don't drink it. A lot of people are saying drink it. They used to say drink bleach. We're not designed to digest that kind of stuff. And when, there's a lot research stuff. I mean, research it, because there's so much bad information out there. And a lot of it is put there by nefarious people that want human beings sick. And so they put bad information by the droves, by the bucket loads. Mm-hmm. So
Vectum says dependency on digital health, definitely.
Yeah, that's where we're going. That's exactly where we are going. And if we don't stop it now, it will be too late in 6 months, in 10 months, in 2 years. Once that quantum chip technology is implemented on a mass scale, and then you have these huge server farms that are upgraded, that is the end game. And then you're going to have two choices: either be plugged in or stay unplugged. Mm. And I think it's going to be a spiritual separation. I'm not saying, biblically, like you're a Christian or you're not. I'm saying that I think that a certain sect of humanity will embrace the natural spirituality in life. Whether you call it, Mother Nature or Gaia or Christianity or Buddhism, exactly. Any number of the religions, but there are spiritual people also that don't follow a organized religion, and I think that all of that type of mentality is going to say, I would rather not be plugged in.
Yeah.
Jen
says, is everyone willing to give up their electronics for the greater good? I would drop my phone in a heartbeat if I could get a landline back.
I would, absolutely.
I hate my phone. I like the old days where I got to come home and it would ring and you don't know who's calling. You just pick it up and you're like, oh my gosh. I haven't heard from you in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of life being lived before big tech came about, before the internet, before cell phones and iPads and computers. You really, there was so much more life. We interacted with, we were kinder. We were a kinder species. Humanity was still alive. Now there's no humanity.
Yeah, I mean, riding a bike. Now, like, I go for walks and we ride regular bikes, but those, what do you call those bikes that are on battery power? And
e-bikes.
E-bikes. They're everywhere. And then people are like flying by thinking, I'm getting my exercise. No, you're not.
No, you're not. Zing.
Yeah. I mean, I can see the handiness of it, getting somewhere quickly. But there's nothing like riding a bike.
There is nothing like riding a bike. Human power. I mean, listen, people literally crossed America on those, the big wheel in the front and the little wheel in the back. Well, not all of America, but they got pretty far.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm amazed at how we have become so lazy that now we can't even pedal a bike.
Jen says, are we going to allow cell phones in our community?
Well, it's not going to be Wi-Fi. That's one thing that I am absolutely, not wanting. What I want is the ability to block out the electromagnetic frequencies, the extremely low frequencies. And we're going to do that with the number one. Number one is how the homes are built and what they're painted with, right? Well, metal-based paint. And that can block a lot of that, almost all of it. I mean, you're creating a Faraday cage, and that protects you while you sleep. And then you can have a hard wire that you plug in with your phone. Now we're going to have something like Starlink, or I understand, the Trump is coming up with a his own Starlink. We'll see how that, if his Starlink is like Truth Social, then I'm
or dial up. Remember that?
That's not, I don't even think that's available in most part of the country now.
Is a landline still available though?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would just go back to that.
Yeah. Well, you can get broadband, but I mean, if we're talking about starting a community, outside of a town or a city, right? But far enough out that we have clean water, clean air. We're not by big farms. We're not getting the all of the spray and everything from there, right? And that's the whole point, is you've got to be removed a little bit. But it is my vision is this, and everybody is welcome to to put their 2 cents in. My vision would be we use the best of technology as long as it doesn't hamper or destroy the human body. And then we live naturally as much as we can to rejuvenate. And the talking point is that everybody lives to 100, a happy, healthy 100 years old. And we build a community with that in mind. Now, of course, not everybody's going to live to 100. Some of us will live to 150. But we build a community with that in mind. And that way, all of a sudden, the food's better. The living situation is better, right? We live a clean life, let our bodies heal, and the more we can regenerate, and then use technology to bump us up in that. And then we build a brain trust. I mean, one of the things that I have really been thinking about is who would be the first 100 people, right? We have got to have some sort of a starting community that will guarantee, all right, I'm going to be here for 5 years, right? because it's going to take time to build something like this.
Mm-hmm.
After that first 6-8 months, you got the majority of your framework done, and maybe we put together.
It's going to take a while just to build the homes.
Well, yes, but if everybody's building homes at once, I mean, the time it takes to build one home, and look at what the Amish do. Do you remember when we had Sean Hendricks on the other night, and he was saying the Amish build homes with good, sturdy homes with amazing efficiency. They're very fast at it. Well, when we get very fast at building earthbag homes,
some Amish over, and they can help build. Beckham says, and I saw this, that banning cell phones at school is happening, and I'm all for that, and so am I.
Yeah,
I saw that children, as they're going in, they have to put their cell phone in this little case, and then they push it on the like at a store, it locks it,
right,
and they can't open it unless they go back to that on the way out of school, and it unlocks it for them.
I think that's phenomenal, but I do think that sending your kid to school is the worst thing for their brain.
Definitely.
Without
our community would all be about homeschooling.
Yeah, homeschooling. And I mean, the thing is that it's a community. And so you have a number of teachers, and you don't have school for 8 hours. You have school for 2 or 3 hours. The child learns the basics of what they need to learn in that time. They get to jump up and run around. They get to learn outdoors.
They build.
And they exactly
They're going to build.
And their brain becomes a sponge for wanting to learn, but not just the animals. I mean, I've got some and
they'll be the future of that property and growing and building communities and stuff. That's the whole point, is that they don't need to go to school. They don't need to get a college degree.
But it's not going to be cultish like the Amish, right?
No. They can still have a life. Vectum says the only funny moment from Jimmy Kimmel ever was when Fred Willard said he subscribed to a magazine called Landline Enthusiasts.
I think that is exactly right. All right, let's see. Where was I? Oh, yes. Who is behind this? So it's not some shadowy, faceless entity. It is billionaires, maybe even trillionaires, corporations, and government labs that you actually know by name. Elon Musk. Let's start there. Neuralink, selling brain chips as therapy, but openly talking about merging humans with AI. Peter Thiel, interestingly enough, Peter Thiel was Elon Musk's partner when they started PayPal. Yeah. Palantir, Thai Life Sciences, building surveillance systems and funding cognitive biotechs. Why would somebody that builds weapons of war and surveillance systems, and he also funds Rainmaker. Does anybody funds all that technology? Why would they be interested in cognitive biotech? Because it's a human prison. It's a digital prison. Google, Calico Labs. Google. Calico Labs, DeepMind, chasing immortality and AI dominance. Bill Gates, vaccines, geoengineering, funding ScopeX and biotech experiments with no consent from the public. Big Pharma, Pfizer, Moderna, pushing mRNA gene editing therapies that are still under the Emergency Act that blur the line between healing and rewriting humans. DARPA, military brain-machine interface programs, exoskeletons, super soldier research with zero public input. Raytheon, RTX, embedded in the military-industrial complex, allegedly tied to atmospheric and electromagnetic experiments with their Project Ice Cube. It's that away. It's that away. Yeah, these aren't democratically elected visionaries. These are unelected billionaires, corporate CEOs, and Pentagon Labs forcing a new future on you. And they never once ask for your permission. I don't think that they're ever going to either. The real slippery slope here, and forget about the sci-fi nanobots and chemtrails, the real threat is already here. It is the slippery slope. It starts as medicine, but it ends in coercion or outright imprisonment. So step one, of course, is the therapy. CRISPR to cure disease, Neuralink for paralysis. Step 2 is the enhancement, boosting your IQ. You're going to be really smart. Designer babies, super soldiers. We need more war. Got to have those super soldiers. Step 3, coercion. No chip, no job, no gene editing, no healthcare, no upgrade, no future. This is how liberty ends. You don't wake up in a pod one morning. It happens step by step until opting out means left behind completely, unemployable, uninsurable, and expendable. That is the road we're on if we do not stop it. So the solution, I'm thinking it is take back your body. Here's the good news. You're all not powerless. Serge and Dr. Group, they have given us a little bit of a roadmap to resist, but we also talk about these exact same roadmaps here. Detox and strengthen, purge toxins, eat clean, support natural resilience, reject synthetic tech, say no to implants, experimental gene edits, or coercive vaccines. Shield and limit exposure, reduce EMF, the EMF load in your home, protect your body from constant waves, demand transparency, push your sheriffs, your counties, and your states to ban geoengineering, expose DARPA's research, and audit Big Pharma. Why hasn't that ever happened? Build health freedom coalitions. Stand with groups like Global Wellness Forum, Stand for Health Freedom, Zero Geoengineering, Zero 5G. Fight for laws that enshrine bodily sovereignty and raise awareness. Post, share, talk to your neighbors. Wake people up before the cyborg future becomes normalized. Your body is yours. Your DNA is yours. Your soul, well, that's yours too. Not Elon's, not Gates, not DARPA's, not Pfizer's. The fight is right now, as you clearly see. The line is clear: natural freedom or synthetic slavery. When I was writing this today, I was really thinking that have we become a society that is so addicted, and I use the term addicted on purpose. Have we become a society that's so addicted that even the thought of giving this up raises people's anxiety? Mm-hmm. The thought of giving up technology.
Yeah, big time. Especially the younger generation.
They
lose their shit when they can't get their phone.
Oh my God. I mean, I've seen so many videos of kids just going apoplectic if they do not get their phone. Everywhere from babies to teenagers, young adults. I've seen people who have turned their kids' video games off. I mean, and by kids, I mean, 30-something still living in the basement in his dirty budgie smugglers and right. Yelling at Mom, I need another Hot Pocket.
Yeah, so healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
JR Farrand, RN, you're new and welcome.
Welcome.
But she says, or he says, I don't know who you are, been trying to wake friends and family forever. Yeah. Isn't it still strange that people will argue about it? Like, it's so frigging obvious. Look up, God damn it.
Not only obvious.
Read the label of what you just bought, and it's just poison.
It is.
Like, how can you think that the government is for you?
We've got the EPA that literally has poisoned our atmosphere and allows it to go on. We have, thank goodness, RFK is, I really admire the stuff that he's doing, but it's not going nearly far enough. But at least he's pulling out the cancer-causing, dyes and colors that other countries absolutely have never allowed their society to eat. I mean, at what point do you look around? I mean, articles on TV shows.
I can't believe there's commercials right now with that Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah.
Like, it's all pink, red, blue, green colors in this horrifically tossed. Like, how can that even be allowed on a commercial, RFK?
Exactly. I used to, we used to have a gourmet taco and barbecue place called Day of the Taco and Barbecue .taco. And it was fantastic. I will say this. I will put my ability to make a taco come alive for you, beat your favorite taco on the planet up against anybody else's.
Mm-hmm.
And
is that good.
We did some amazing things with our tortillas and how they were designed and the flavor. We used different colors with different, I mean, it was a work of art. I'll show that to you sometime. But all of the coloring was food. And it was food that was used as a way to enhance the meat and the acid and the salt and the sweet and the fat in that particular taste. It was, the toast of the pepitas would go on a tortilla that had, cilantro and maybe a little spinach in it, right? Pureed into it and then, drawn through.
Yes, he did say dot taco, day of the
taco. And barbecue.
Yeah.
But dot taco, that's what everybody knew us by.
Right.
So,
and then Irish Temper also wrote, today we were up at Priest Lake, prettiest lake in Idaho. We love that place. The hallway to the bathroom was lined with teenagers on the floor with their cell phones. Ridiculous, because there's no cell service in the forest.
Oh my
Pathetic.
God.
So they were in the building so that they're going outside and enjoying the beautiful scenery.
Yeah, they are. Here's the other thing.
I would have told them to get off their ass and get outside.
Up until about 20 years ago, I used to see children on skateboards around town, on bicycles around town, running around in packs, anything from, grade schoolers to high schoolers, out playing, keeping themselves busy, getting into trouble, right? Doing things that kids do. Now, do we ever see children?
No.
I didn't even know if children live in all of Boise.
Yeah, we don't see them.
I mean, where are the kids?
I don't know.
The same place the birds
Saving
and the
the money
plankton?
on Halloween because nobody comes to our door.
Yeah, no, there's no Halloween.
Malcolm says you were making them hungry when you were talking about your tacos.
Aha. I'm thinking, I'm really thinking that what I need to do is tomorrow night, I will take some pictures of our tacos and our tortillas, and I'll find those and I'll put them up so you guys can see them on the show tomorrow night.
There you go.
There we go.
Then you'll be hungry.
We'll talk a little about food tomorrow night too, and one of my favorite subjects.
But yeah, we should talk about the toxic food that needs to change in this country, which he is trying to do.
Yeah,
Mr.
Absolutely,
Kennedy.
He certainly is. So to wrap up this subject, and then we can get on to whatever else, I'm going to say no. You have never voted to become a cyborg. At this point, we are living that sci-fi movie that I referred to earlier. It's here. It's being built now, and it's being forced without your consent. The elites are laying claim to your biology, your thoughts, your future. But here's the truth. You don't have to surrender. Detox from everything. Resist, demand transparency, and fight like hell for your sovereignty, because the future of humanity is not theirs to decide. It's ours. I think that we say this a lot. Freedom is not free. And on that note, I want to show you something. Because speaking of the Illuminati, Don sent me a clip not too long ago.
Just before we came on.
I thought, you know what? That plays right into this, because these billionaires
are sick.
The WEF, the whole one world government, the Bilderberger Group, all of them are absolutely sick. Take a listen to this.
We are the first species on the face of this earth to be aware of evolution, to be aware that we are affecting our own evolution by everything that we do. The babies we eat, the food we eat, the wars we fight. We are the first species.
What did she say? Let's listen to that one more. Does everybody want to hear that again? Because I really do. Let's listen to what she says. Now, this is a billionaires, part of the Bilderberger Group, part of the WEF, part of the one world government, part of the elites, the Illuminati. Let's take one more listen, because I guess I did not hear that correctly.
We are the first species on the face of this earth to be aware of evolution, to be aware that we are affecting our own evolution by everything that we do, the babies we eat, the food we eat, the wars we fight. We are the first species.
Okay. So the babies we eat, the wars we fight. I mean, she knocked that right out. The babies we eat.
And the food we eat. The food
we eat too. And the wars we fight.
I don't even think she meant. I think she's talking to the Illuminati group. So that he's saying that we eat the babies is fine. That's why she didn't go.
You know, it might be like once removed, like like all the pledges or something, and she knows that there's cameras there,
right?
And that's why it's like, oops, hold on, I'm not used to talking to normal people, you little people. But that is the truth, and that's it right there. And you guys, this is why I'm worried about the whole digital upload prison. I want a cup of coffee in the morning, a virtual cup of coffee. I'm locked in this, everything's so wonderful. Nope, you don't have enough credits. You got to phone your family, and that's going to be a $10,000 credit there to phone out of this digital system into the real world to have your family put money on your books and allow you to have a cup of coffee in the morning.
What is having to eat babies, though? Like, why are we eating babies? Well, not we. In Irish Temper said, what babies we eat. I know
exactly.
We're not eating them, but...
Right?
That's just...
But like last night, we had that article of Ghislaine Maxwell saying that Bill Gates was running a cloning factory.
Yeah. Texas Americana said there's a great blog called The Vigilant Citizen. Has excellent content on the Illuminati, the WEF, MK Ultra, symbolisms, etc. So that would be a good one to go see. That's The Vigilant Citizen. Oh, you're looking that up right now?
Yep.
Oh.
Okay. It's The Vigilant Citizen, by the way, baby.
Didn't I say vigilant?
Yeah, there we go.
What did I say? Vigilant?
Oh, hold on.
Vigilant.
The Vigilant. Yep.
I should put my glasses on.
The Vigilant Citizen blog.
Rectum says you got to eat babies if you need some carbon credits real bad.
That is exactly right.
Oh my God.
Clean those carbon credits up. Let's see. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to put this on this. Is Tex Americana? Is this the site right here? Never before seen pictures of Epstein's mansion further expose the occult elite's depravity. Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna have a heyday on this site. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for sharing.
Yeah, goodness gracious. So I'm taking that. I'll save that to news sources. Do you guys use Milanote? It's like one of my favorite things. I store everything in Milanote.
Texas said yes.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. Thank you very much for confirming that is the, pardon me, Vigilant Citizen. We've got a number of forest fires that are blowing in smoke around here, and it really affects my breathing the last couple of days.
J.R. Farradin says they're demons.
They are absolute demons.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. Completely. Now, what else did I have? Oh, no, that's the wrong one.
Texas Americana says she's been reading it since 2011. They've been around for a while.
Yeah, they certainly have. Here's, I'm not a Dr. Fauci fan, and I've read a number of books that are no longer printed, and you can't find them. But one of them was a book called Virus, and it was about that thick, and it was written by a guy that used to work for the CDC, and his job was to track the lineage of viruses and bacteria and all that. Well, he was given Ebola and a sample of Ebola, and he couldn't. And he went to his boss, who was closely connected to Anthony Fauci, They all had a meeting, and he was told, don't worry about it, right? It's probably just a bad sample. Once it pops its head up, we'll get you another sample. So they waited, and another case of Ebola popped up, and he noticed that Dr. Fauci, along with the CDC, the NIH, and the German biotech firm, they always had an encampment about a half a mile away from these small villages that would get the Ebola virus. And then, as his career progressed, he tried to get more samples. He finally got a sample smuggled into him, and he did a much deeper test. He took his results to the head of the CDC, and they're like, yeah, no, you don't have the right to do this. You were told not to go down this road. And he was like, no, it's a suggestion. He said, no, that's how they tell you. So then HIV comes about. He gets a sample, and he's like, it has the same markers as Ebola. Somebody put both of these viruses together. And it comes out of anthrax and the hantavirus. Very, very debilitating. But Dr. Anthony Fauci. And so here we go, Dr. Fauci. Most people think Dr. Fauci history started mishandling COVID. No, it didn't. But the darkest part of his career happened long before. As head of the NIAID, he used HIV-positive foster kids for horrific experiments. That is the man that built or had built the coronavirus.
He looks psychotic.
He is psychotic. He's walking around free. I mean, he's killed now. They say that it's between 15 and 17 million people that the COVID vaccines have murdered across the planet, and yet nothing is happening. And it makes people sterile. And what did we talk about earlier? Yeah, they want sterility. That is part of this whole transhumanism, to sterilize the lesser people and let the elites take over. Well, right now, there's a lot more of us than there are of them. What's that movie where they go once a year, you get to unalive anybody you want?
What movie?
The Purge.
Oh, The Purge.
The Purge,
yes.
yeah. When's that coming?
Oh, God, that would be horrible.
Oh, my God.
Everything Fauci touches turns AIDS.
Yeah, that's exactly right, because AIDS, again, was a bioweapon. It was released on a very unassuming public. And what they did, I guarantee you that they took these kids, gave them AIDS, probably conditioned them. He probably had some sort of a pick, like I want the kids. They were all in foster parents, and so this thread that I was reading, it goes on to say, I'll repost that right now.
DPSF says HIV is in mRNA shots too.
Yes, it is. Does anybody find that interesting? Does anyone find that interesting that HIV, which now we know is a bioweapon itself. It came out of anthrax and the hantavirus, then they created Ebola, and then they mixed that into HIV, and HIV gives you AIDS. And then the vaccine for the COVID virus gives you AIDS. They just call it VAIDS because it's vaccine-induced AIDS, right? But it's the same. It's the exact same thing because they're using the same bioweapon. How is he alive? How is he alive? I do not get it. And how is everybody that he's connected to? 17 million people? I mean, there are countries that aren't that big. All of the wars put together, we've not lost 17 million people.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the worst was World War II, and we lost 6 million Jews during that. And not just Jews, anybody that was artistic, gay, straight, anybody that was, black, brown, white, anybody that had any kind of free thought, writers, musicians, if you could sew really well. I mean, they slaughtered everybody because it wasn't about It wasn't about eugenics. It was about depopulating the planet. And that is why the Bush family and the Adam Schiff's grandfather, right, great-grandfather, Jacob Schiff, and the Harrimans and the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, all the usual suspects. That is why they started World War I. That didn't take, so they went out and they found Hitler, and they used the eugenics line to get him to start just destroying everything, kill everybody. And they financed that war also. And then they took those criminals, Hitler included, and moved them into the Americas, North and South America. How do you think our education system became so infected with communism and socialism? It's because we literally moved the entire Nazi empire into medicine and education here in America. All of the colleges, everything is infected with it. That's why I say, you want to ruin your child's brain, send them to school. Teach them at home. You want your child to be able to think, teach them at home. Because if you don't, then you're going to lose your child. And now what was it, California? Now and I think they're trying to pass this.
They're voting on it.
Yeah, that the child really is no longer yours. That they don't have to tell you.
It was what is it? Capturing a child is legal now.
Yeah, kidnapping. Legal. You're allowed to, right? Because they want the government to be able to do it, so they have to have it, legal for everybody. It's the same reason that they're trying to legalize pedophilia, because everybody in the government, all of the big power players, from Tom Hanks to Bill Gates to the Soros, right? They're all into little kids. And, as we heard about Uma Abedin and Hillary Clinton, just cutting the face off, wearing it around, and then drinking that absolutely scared to death child, drinking its blood. That's the world we live in right there. And call me crazy. It sounds like
fucked up.
It is
just fucked up. I'm saying the bad word.
Wow.
And I don't say that word.
Baby, come on.
Yeah. History is all fake, Beckham says.
The history is written by the winners or by those in power.
In Texas Americana says, so many movies and shows have been trying to normalize sterilization. Yeah. There's a Brazilian show called 3%. Dystopian society type show. They sterilize people who win a lottery to live on paradise. First season is good, second not.
Yeah, and that's the way it always goes, right? The first season is always intriguing and everything, but these shows have to get their message out, and they don't think that it's polling well, right? What did you learn from our goofy ass show? Didn't learn all that much in the first season. Okay, we got to double down on it. Now, writers, you good writers, you're out. Now we're putting in the CIA writers, and they're gonna pen the rest of the stuff. They'll have a nom de plume for that show.
Mm-hmm. Irish Temper says, evil, we are fighting a spiritual war. Get right with God.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we are fighting a very, very spiritual war. I'm not a believer in God, but I do believe in spirituality, and I believe that we are all connected in ways that we simply don't understand. But if you are a Christian, get right with that religion. If you're Muslim,
no, we don't talk that. Just stop right there.
Okay,
just get right with your.
I just have a problem with the radicalness.
Just get right with
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything else. That's it. You've heard the last of me.
DPS says, has anybody watched Europe, The Last Battle on Rumble? It's 10 parts, but worth your time.
No, post it and or send it to me or put it in the chat.
What else? Texas says, yes, they put in all the woke feminize Aussie gay stuff. Nothing against gay, but just grooming agenda.
Yeah, I always say I have nothing against the gay, the lesbian, the bi.
Yeah, we have.
Right, wonderful people. It's the agenda and how some in that culture allow themselves to be used for that agenda. That's all I'm saying. All right, before we get too far, make sure, because we're coming up on, it's 8:30 right now, so make sure you follow me, follow, and share. If you guys can share the clips and stuff that I put up, please follow me on Rumble, because I think I am like that far away from being banned on X. So
well, we had 223 viewers on X, and we had a whopping 14 tonight on Rumble. So
there we go. So
get our people coming over here. I know a lot more watch.
Exactly.
The second part, but
tomorrow night we've got Justin Roberts on. You want to hear about him. Jen, I will get a flyer done tomorrow morning. It'll be the first thing that I do, and I think he's going to be a great guest. So, well, that brings us up to the end of another incredible show for all of us.
And Vectum says, hit the like button.
And hit the like button.
Yeah, there's 4 of us that have.
All right, we got to go. I'm Sergey Brown.
I'm Dawn.
And we'll see you tomorrow night.